What's going on, teachers and parents? Welcome to Math Unlocked, where I get to offer you strategies for teaching math for grades 3, 4, and 5. My name is Miss McCarthy. I'm the creator of McCarthyMathAcademy.com, and I'm on a mission to make math fun, make it click, and make it stick for you and your students. That way you can support the students that you work with. In an earlier episode, we practiced adding fractions with unlike denominators. In today's episode, we will practice a 5th grade skill which involves adding mixed numbers with unlike denominators. We are bumping it up, stepping it up, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it and let me teach you. So here we go, adding numbers with unlike denominators. So it's very similar to adding fractions with unlike denominators. I hope that you've watched that one. We're going to be doing essentially the same thing here. We just have stepped it up by having mixed numbers. Now, what is a mixed number? A mixed number has a whole and a fraction, okay? Let me jot that over here. So it has a whole number and a fraction, okay? The top part of the fraction is called the numerator. The bottom part, the lower part of the fraction is called the denominator. I remember it by the denominator being the one that is down. So the very first thing that we need to consider when we are adding fractions is when we add or subtract, our denoms must match. Our denominators must match. So looking here, let's check out our denominators. What do we have? We have a denominator of 8 and a denominator of 12. Do they match? No, they don't. So what we need to do is find a denominator that they have in common. How do we do that? By finding the LCD, the least common denominator. So we take our denominator of 8 and we take our denominator of 12 and we skip count by those numbers. We put the multiples in there to determine the one that they have in common that's the least. So starting with the 8s, I'll use my multiplication mashup song to help me. Party rockin' with the 8s for sure. 8, 16, 24. 8, 16, 24. Then we have 32, 40. Let me see if I've got a match there by moving on to the 12. So I got this feeling. The 12s are great. 12, 24, 36, 48. I can stop there because I see a match. I have 24 here and 24 here. That is the least common denominator that these two denominators have. Just realizing that this has been zoomed in. I'm so sorry. Let me zoom out. So we found the least common denominator. Now we need to rewrite our fractions, but they're mixed numbers, so we need to rewrite the whole thing here. So let's create our denominator of 24, our denominator of 24, put a mixed number of 1 and a mixed number of 2. That can stay the same. But now we have to figure out, how did we get there? So the first fraction, going from 3/8 to our fraction down here, we're going to create an equivalent fraction. That means that these fractions are going to be equal. We're just manipulating it, okay? It's an equal fraction. It's the same value. It's the same amount. We're just changing it up to make it more simple for us to add. So what happened here? We went from a denominator of 8 to a denominator of 24. How did we get there? Well, we said 1, 2, 3 times is what it took to get there. 8 times 3 equals 24. Same on the bottom, same on the top. So 3 times 3, that's 9. So 1 and 3/8 has an equivalent fraction, which would be 1 and 9/24. Groovy. Moving on to the next one. We had 12 and got to a denominator of 24. How did we get there? By counting by it twice. So that means that we multiplied by 2. Same on the bottom, same on the top. 6 times 2, what's that? 12. Cool. So now we add them together to find the sum of these fractions. I am going to go ahead and add the whole numbers first. 1 plus 2 equals what? 3. Okay. And when we use addition in the numerator, yeah, man, and the denom slides across, we're going to slide across that 24 and use addition in the numerator. 9 plus 12 is 21. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. Why am I saying this looks good? Because I'm checking out my numerator and my denominator, and my numerator is smaller than my denominator. So this fraction is written well. So 3 and 21/24 is an acceptable answer here. What am I talking about? What if we got to a problem like 25/24? How that numerator is greater than the denominator? That looks a little funky, so we would need to adjust it a little bit, but not in this case. 3 and 21/24 is an acceptable answer. However, in 5th grade, I love to encourage students to simplify these fractions. While it's not always imperative or not always absolutely needed, they need to understand here. So what I'm going to do is simplify this fraction, create an equivalent fraction, and I say, what do 21 and 24 have in common? What could I divide them both by? Well, I can't divide each by 2 because 21 is odd. Let me see if I can count by 3s to get there. So 21 divided by 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. I could divide that by 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Yeah, I can. So that means that 21 divided by 3, that was 7, and 24 divided by 3, that is 8. 3 and 7/8 is another acceptable answer. This is called simplifying, which sometimes I have a hard time spelling, but I think I'm going to get it today. Simplifying or reducing the fraction. We are not shrinking the fraction down. It is not losing anything. It's like saying I have 4/8 of a pizza or I have half of a pizza. Either way, you have half of a pizza left over, right? So it's the same value. We're just simplifying the fraction down into a smaller numerator and denominator if we can. Okay, so that is how you add mixed numbers with unlike denominators. Let's recap the steps. When you add or subtract, your denoms must match. Our denominators were not matching, so we use the LCD to figure out a common denominator, least common denominator. We saw that they have 24 in common. Then we rewrote the fraction to be an equivalent fraction, 9/24 and 12/24. We added our whole numbers together. We added our fractions together. And then we figured out if we needed to reduce them. Both 3 and 21/24 and 3 and 7/8 are acceptable answers here. So I hope that you found this to be helpful. I know it is a lot. If you're looking for more support, or if you're looking for video lessons specifically for students to watch and engage in and learn from, stay tuned because I'm about to break down some next steps that you can take to help make your lives easier, put time back into your pocket, and a smile on your face. So stay tuned. I hope you found this episode to be helpful. If you did, please let me know by hitting the like button. And if you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. It's an easy way to support the content that I bring to you for free on YouTube. If you're a teacher or a parent, especially in Florida, you'll definitely want to check out McCarthyMathAcademy.com. Here is where I offer fast math freebies, including a playlist of fast math-style problems and video lessons to support your teaching. For those ready to dive deeper, check out Taking on the Best, a monthly membership packed with video lessons, student guides, extra practice, error analysis videos, math tasks, mini assessments, and much more, which are all strategically aligned to Florida's best standards. With 3 levels, bronze, silver, and gold, you can choose the support that best fits your needs to promote student growth and skill mastery. Would you like to take Taking on the Best for a test drive? You can sample 1 standard per grade to find the right plan for you. Do that by simply requesting a free trial. And if you're gearing up for the final fast math assessment of the school year, definitely check out Taking on the Fast, a 15-day countdown series with video lessons and fast-style math problems. Start with a sneak peek of day 1, and when you're ready, you can make a one-time purchase. And if you're thinking about the gold plan for Taking on the Best, good news! Taking on the Fast is included in your membership. While many of my followers are in Florida, I know that there are teachers and parents everywhere looking for support. That's why I created McCarthy Math 155 with 155 video lessons for each grade level, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You can also sign up for a free trial to McCarthy Math 155 to explore it before signing up for a monthly membership. And finally, if you've enjoyed my math music videos on YouTube, you can also jam out to ad-free versions on my website. You can find all the links below, and please feel free to email me with any questions that you have. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Until then, get out there and make the world a little bit brighter in your own special way. See you next time.